Hey friends, it's Abby, your bestie wig stylist, and today we are going to add some bangs to this beautiful Belle Tress Park Avenue in Milkshake Blonde. So stick around and we will get to it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do when assessing how to add a bang, she already has these beautiful light layers, and I am definitely partial to bangs. I would even go as far to say I have to be a necessity bang wearer. My forehead, and I do have, some scars on my forehead. So a bang is something that I'm pretty much gonna add to 80%, 90% of my wigs. Okay, so here is how we're gonna assess this. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna come up here and we are going to, I have a mirror over here to the side that I'm just looking into just to make sure that I get everything parted out. All right, so right here is going to be a good little baseline for us, and a good way to check that is from the end of your eye come up. See that parting right there? And that is about what we have. So end of eye and come up, and you do want to kind of make it in a triangle. Lays better. That is my experience with wigs. Now with bio hair, that can be a little bit different, but this right here will give you a good laying bang. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is apply some heat to get it to be straight down. We're gonna go ahead and clip the rest of this back so it's just not in our way, okay? So, and the way to assess how thick, and mine is usually about 1.5 inches or 2 inches deep into the parting space. All right, and right here we do have wefts, but it'll be okay. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna get my heat. And the reason that we're applying heat is these fibers from the factory are not intended to come down like a bang and sweep over to the side. They're just a side part. This is what we would call a fringe. And what I'm gonna do is add a traditional bang, as in it can't be tucked, right? So this fringe right here can still be tucked behind my ear, but the bangs that I'm gonna add cannot be tucked. I hope that's a good way to differentiate which is a bang and which is a fringe, okay? So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do our heat on. We're gonna do low speed, medium heat, and we're gonna get these fibers going down. A little spritz of water, and we're just gonna heat them up. It's not gonna take a lot of heat, but you can see how I'm applying the heat right here. And you just have to be mindful of your lace. We're not putting any extreme heat directly on the lace. You just want to make sure you're keeping your air moving. All right, so now that we have this is what we will have. All right, the best way to trim or add a bang, a foolproof way, here are the utensils that I would recommend. This is called a razor comb, and this is just a regular pair of cutting shears. And and then these would be thinning shears. Okay, these are tools that you use in a salon for sure. All right, now there are multiple different ways to add bangs and with different tools, but what I'm going to demonstrate today is adding a bang with a regular shear. Okay, this is a regular pair of scissors. And when we are adding a bang to a wig, the fibers are different than our bio hair, for sure. Okay, these wigs and our bio hair are similar in a lot of ways, but when it comes to denier, the diameter, the thickness of each individual fiber, this is different than my bio hair for sure. My hair naturally is very fine and thin. So what we don't want to do is create a hard bang that looks like, you cut them yourself when you were in second grade, right? Before picture day or something like that. How we're going to do that, this is the technique that is easiest, and I've always told my friends over the years, the way to trim your bang is to pull all of this down. We got our parting space right here. We did a little triangular shape here about 2 inches deep, and then we're just going to twist. All right, and these fibers are definitely bouncier, so we need to take that into consideration too. All right, so what we're going to do, the first cut we're going to do is about our nose. That I know that's not what our bangs are going to end up, but we're going to see just how how much they bounce back, and what we think of them. Okay, so this twisting here is going to evenly disperse and randomly disperse those hairs to where it's not a straight across hard looking bang. Okay, so we're going to come right here to the tip of our nose, and I'm just going to cut straight across. All right, and here is what I have taken off. And now you can see how that gave me a bang that's not going to be tuckable. You can see that the look of her looks pretty good. Let me show you what it looks like once. Let me add a little bit, see if I can get a little curl in them, and we'll show you what we have. Now I think I probably need another inch or so off. That would be, this is what we have so far. Now what I would do, like I said, is I probably would want to go ahead and I will take off another probably ½ inch. But now here's what you can do. If I were you and this was your first time trimming bangs, adding bangs into a wig, just go like this and wear it for a day. Wear it around the house for a couple hours and see if it's, and catch yourself in the mirror and look and assess and see if that's, about where you want it. I mean, I think that's good, but from my own personal, I know that I probably am going to want that a little bit more. Like that, I like my bangs to hit somewhere along through here. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I would take another little ½ inch off of there. But my recommendation for y'all would be to just wear it like this and see how you like it. Okay, so like I said, if I were you, I would recommend wearing this around the house and see how that looks. I feel like that looks great, but if you feel like you want to add, to take another ½ inch or so off, let's do that. Let's get into that. So I'm gonna find that same parting as best we can. There we go. And you can part it off and get all this. Let me go ahead and clip this back, get that out of the way. And we're gonna do the same technique we did. All right, we're gonna take this down. I'm gonna put a little water on it just to help with those ends. I'm gonna give it a couple of little twists here. I'm gonna twist it up like that. And then I am gonna take my shears again, and what I say, maybe a ½ inch. So that's what I'm gonna do. You see how it kind of untwists there. Inch that I took off. I don't know if you can see that. So I really think this will be ideal for me and the way I like to wear my bangs. Okay, so let's style and see what we get. Now, I think you all can tell that bangs will want to be, they kind of want to be a little straighter, but once you do this and blend it in, I think, oh yeah, I prefer my bangs to be kind of soft and subtle and not so turned under and fixed looking. So now, I feel like that is a great little bang. If you wanted to take these same shears, that's what we're going to work with. And if you wanted to add a little bit more texture, I'm going to show you how to do what's called point cutting. You'll see that a lot. That's another hairdresser salon technique. And all that's going to do is come in here. Can you see this? And you see how I am just taking my scissors vertically like this and going up into those ends, and it's texturizing them and not making them so straight across, which really these won't be because of the twisty technique we just did, but this is called point cutting. Okay, and that is a good way to keep your bangs looking, there we go, texturized and natural. So I feel like this is going to be a perfect length. What do you all think? This is the ideal bang. You can see how it is turned under a little. It's not a straight across bang, but yet it softens my forehead. So, what do y'all think? Was that helpful, adding a bang to Belle Tress Park Avenue?